Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande, Roth, cloudy, 80 today, tomorrow, more sunny, and about 80. So, yeah, it's summertime. You're going to get a mixed bag. Last night, I feel like I was woken up by thunder, lightning. There was some stuff coming down yesterday for sure. I definitely, or was it the night before? I'm getting confused now. I think it was last night. I think I got woken up by it last night, but now I'm thinking, oh, it could have been the night before as well. But anyway, there was something happening for sure. 80, cloudy today. Lots going on tonight. John Morgan, young country superstar. He will be out at Mulcahy's tonight and going to be a lot of fun. Tickets available. Walk up, grab a ticket. Hit moles.com right now or try to win those 4-packs that are on our social media. We're giving those away today, and we'll set you up for the big show for tonight. Speaking of big shows, so Live Aid this Sunday turns 40 years old. Incredible, really incredible. As a matter of fact, we were discussing this a little bit yesterday, and when I was on the treadmill, that's right, I'm still on the treadmill every day. I'm going to say 6 days a week usually, more like 5 to 6. I'm not going to say it's 6 every week, but I'm minimum 5 a week. I'm doing really good. Feel proud of myself, so I'll pat myself on the back there. But yesterday, and sometimes when I'm on the treadmill, I will just scroll TikTok. I got my AirPods in and I'm scrolling, and I came across the Queen 20-minute performance at Live Aid, which I've seen a million times. If you haven't seen it, it's absolutely amazing. I watched the whole thing again. It was awesome. It was just so good. So here's an interesting list. There were a lot of people who played Live Aid, but a lot of people who had to turn it down. And this is a list of 10 major artists that had to turn down Live Aid for one reason or another. And here were the reasons. Michael Jackson. His agent said that Michael was basically living in the recording studio at the time and working on a new project and didn't want to turn his back on the people, and the musicians, and the producers, and everyone he was working with. And as a matter of fact, yes, it was the follow-up to Thriller. It was the Bad album, which had, oh my God, the amount of hits. So we're going to give Michael Jackson a pass. He skipped Live Aid because he was basically living in a recording studio. And by the way, just as a little side note, Man in the Mirror, The Way You Make Me Feel, Bad, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Dirty Diana. I'm reading this off. I have the track list, Smooth Criminal, Leave Me Alone. I mean, he was creating art. We'll give him a pass. He skipped Live Aid. Prince is another one on this list. Now, we know Prince is always, not wanting to do certain things. He didn't want to do We Are the World. There were some things there, right? He sent in a pre-taped recording. I guess they aired him saying something on the big video screen at Wembley or Philadelphia. Remember, it was in 2 spots, right? Wembley in London and Philadelphia. Bruce Springsteen skipped Live Aid. Why? He was burnt out from the Born in the USA tour, and he didn't want to skip his honeymoon. He had his honeymoon going on with his first wife. He did donate sets from his tour, though. Like some of the stuff from the Born in the USA tour, he donated for them to auction off. By the way, as we read this list of artists that skipped Live Aid, at the time, it wasn't completely apparent how huge this would be, like what the mark it would leave on society. I mean, it was a big deal, but, a lot of artists, it's a festival. Okay, I have other things going on. So we'll give everyone a pass. Rod Stewart, his manager told the organizers they would have to guarantee that Rod would get prime time news coverage. Now, Rod says he only found out about this years later. He had no idea that his manager turned it down and said all those things. So who are we going to believe? I don't know. But Rod was a little upset that he missed Live Aid. Pink Floyd skipped Live Aid. They were having a whole bunch of stuff. A couple of the members refused to reunite. There was a whole to-do going on with Pink Floyd. Stevie Wonder, this is interesting. He initially agreed, and then he declined he didn't want to be the only black artist on the show. And if you go back and think about it, just mentally think about the show, yeah, I don't know. Were there any black artists? Would Stevie have been the only one? Maybe if Michael did it, Stevie would have done it. But Stevie Wonder initially agreed, then turned it down. Couple more. Culture Club. Boy George confessed that his substance abuse was to blame in around 2020 or so. I finally confessed, skipped Live Aid. I was having issues with substance abuse. And by the way, the whole event was partially Boy George's idea as well, part of the people that came up with Live Aid. Def Leppard, they skipped Live Aid. Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, that's right. Definitely, they should have been on those England portion of the show, right? Def Leppard, their drummer Rick Allen had just lost his arm, right? And they spent years trying to get him back and get the drum set that he would eventually play, and then the Hysteria album, which is one of the great. I mean, how many side topics are we going to have about this list? Here's another one for you. They were busy dealing with that injury and then creating one of the great albums in rock of all time, Hysteria, which still to this day, you got me up on a pedestal about recordings and rock music. It is one of the best produced sounding albums of all time. Go listen to other 80s albums of that time, then put on Hysteria and listen to the full sound, the glossy pop rock sound of that album. The production is unbelievable, so we'll give Def Leppard a pass. They had a lot going on. Couple more. Eurythmics. They are so unbelievable. Annie Lennox, oh my God. Eurythmics, they skipped Live Aid. Annie Lennox had throat nodules and could not sing. And last one, Huey Lewis in the News, Huey Lewis was a big part of We Are the World earlier in the year. Huey Lewis in the News, they pulled out because of concerns of how the money raised would actually be used. And, years and years later, that became a big thing. Where did the money go? How was it used? What's happening? We still didn't stop the famine in Africa, like all the different things that the money was being used for Live Aid. Huey Lewis had major concerns about it. That's why he had pulled out and pulled the band out. And I guess there was something to that. All right, plenty more to do this morning. We will get to kind of an insane Amazon story. We'll do that about 8:48 with your National Days and Good News stories. We've got your Bald and the Beautiful entertainment coming up about 8:12 or so. Cloudy, 80. Big night tonight at Mulcahy's with John Morgan performing. Grab a ticket. There are tickets available. Come on down to the show. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.